Hello everybody here. It took a while, small delay, doesn't matter, here we are on HeflaTV. My name is HeflaMok and with me coming is Mr. Korea from America, but casting for the Korean Dota League. It's Whiplash. Many of you might know him already, but yeah, he's gonna cast with me today. Or for you, it's, what time is it for you anyway?
It's the middle of the day. It's 12 p.m., man. I'm
Oh
good
yeah.
to go.
For me it's
I,
5 a.m. here in Europe, and yeah, you're actually lucky that this is happening, or like, I mean, it would happen even without me, but I fell asleep around 4 a.m. But
hmm
thanks to Al Jazeera news channel, like they have so much volume fluctuation in their news, like it suddenly was a burst of whatever trailer they played there, and so I woke up about half an hour before the game. So it's all good, everything's fine. Our Muraka casters are a bit slacking. Either way, guys, this is of course HeflaTV, and we're bringing the JDL Season 3 Division 2 America. So we're gonna encounter pretty much a lot of teams that are newly formed, even though I just checked a couple of the names of Gs, like they are formerly known as the MCCSS or MCSS or something. Um, I think they're gonna change their flag pretty much soon. There will be a Valve update pretty much soon. Plus the JD site is also not ready yet. Like they have, I don't know, some problems with updating the league and everything. Like the new rosters of the teams and stuff like that. It will be all up to date. I hope at least. So I don't know on what team you bet there for all those people who come from Dota to Best YOLO betting side, but like I just hope you win. Either way, let's hop into the draft and see what we get. It's not going that fast. They actually take even their time just to consider the first ban stage.
Yeah, they're just taking their time, but I already like. I don't know either of these teams, by the way. Just throwing that out there,
You're
but
same
I already
here.
like. I like the Argentinian rejects. Just entertaining name. The guys though, good friends of mine. They used to live in Argentina. They actually all got deported, and now they live in Spain, from what I know.
What deported? How did they get deported? Who
I don't know,
deported
man.
them?
That's this is just the rumor on the Dota mill.
Oh, okay. Either way, we have to look in the draft. The Brumas is out, of course. The Cans are Panda, not there. The Razor also since TI, pretty much popular no-go for this game. The Lycan, well, he is and remains standard ban, pretty much even before 6.8. And like my prediction, it's not gonna last that long. Like I still say that the Lycan is soon not first ban material anymore, because the statistics is against Lycan, even in the TI, because whenever he got through a draft or through a ban phase, let's say like that, he lost. Like the statistics is really really bad for Lycan at the moment, but still people fear it. And also the Doom, introduced by the Chinese, like become very very popular second ban here for the Argentinian rejects. Either way, the first bans have been made, and oh, it's looking good.
I want to talk a little bit more about Lycan and my thoughts on maybe why teams don't necessarily, let him get through the bans. I know maybe he's not the most fun hero to play against. He can be a bit frustrating. I know the same can be said at times against Tinker. It can be a little frustrating to play against the hero, and certainly it's the same for Lycan. He's off split pushing one lane so fast you don't even realize what's happening when
That's
the rest
true.
of your team is busy fighting on the other side of the map, and it can just leave you with a sour taste in your mouth, so to speak. So maybe that's one reason why a lot of these teams still want to ban out the Lycan, even if they do have the tools or the ability to deal with that hero. But overall, looking at these picks so far, Tidehunter, I would have to say, man, I think this guy is number one popularity-wise as far as offlaners are concerned. He has just seen so much playtime since the most recent patch where he got that buff, the Anchor Smash, that allows him to farm the Ancients, and it's a 60% damage reduction. That's ridiculous whenever you get hit
Yeah.
by that ability, and it's low mana, it's extremely spammable, great ability all around.
It's
But what
also
about these other
something.
heroes?
Yeah, it's also something that won't stay as it is. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know, mark my words, but they're gonna reduce it. Like I said it already, like about a month ago, before the TI even, like Tidehunter is gonna get a nerf on the Anchor Smash. I'm pretty sure like they're gonna reduce the damage reduction per skill point into Anchor Smash, I'm pretty sure. And it works out fine, like 1 point starting at 30%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 4 points into it. That would make it a lot more reasonable. He's still tanky, and the 30% for the first point in laning phase, I don't know, it would be still enough. The 60% is for me a bit overkill, just for the fact that you put 1 point into it, and then the typical Ice 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 build going for full Kraken Shell. But either way, you're right, more heroes are being picked, and the second bun stage is through as well. We are pretty slow. Skyref Mage and Centaur Warrunner on the other side, which means we already have a nice setup for the Skyref Mage. Also, of course, for the Centaur, because the synergy between those two heroes, most people totally underestimated. Double Edge is magical damage, and the Seal, of course, is magic damage amplifier, which is just crazy. And talking about amplifiers, there's a second one coming out, Shadow Demon there. We have the Soul Catcher, so I don't want to be a hero that gets actually the Soul Catcher and the Seal, because that would be just sick. But yeah, besides all that, of course, we have a slow on the Skyref Mage, all the magical burst, we have a stun, plus the magical burst on the Centaur Warrunner, the Stampede being used either for engage or disengage, and of course the Shadow Demon. Not much to talk about. On the other side, Shadow Shaman's coming out, which means mass open wards, a lot of push potential there, as well as, of course, the laning harass with the Ether Shock and the Disable. And then they don't have enough stun. Earthshaker it is. So that is already like 3 really strong ultimates, versatile ultimates when it comes to at least the Master Open wards. Can be used for the fights, for Roshan, for the towers, and of course Echo Slam and Ravage, they just wait for a clutch fight. So let's see how this goes. But second bun stage is through. Let's see what they don't want to face.
Yeah, and we're definitely seeing a lot of team fight from Argentinian rejects, where I'll just call them stick shift for short. It looks like they're definitely going more for like a ganking pickoff style. Even the Mirana is fitting into that quite nicely, and the Shadow Demon gives Mirana a good setup for pretty much that guaranteed arrow. If anybody on Argentinian rejects is caught out of position, they're just going to get completely demolished. There's so much burst damage, so much setup and gank potential from the opposition that it's going to be hard no matter how tanky you are. I don't care if you're a Tidehunter, you're just not going to be able to withstand that firepower. And just quickly looking at the bans over from the Dire end, I definitely agree with the Nature and Death Prophet bans out, I guess especially the Death Prophet, just because of how well they can synergize with that Shadow Shaman if they want to go for more of a push strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the Americans, they don't want to face here the Death Ball strategy, which would come out, like, seriously, if they would pick the Death Prophet as well as the Shadow Shaman, which they already got, that would be kind of overkill. Like, that's almost a guaranteed tower if you don't really engage before everything comes out. The problem with those two heroes is that you really can't do anything with the traditional counter push. You can't pick a Tinker with March of the Machines, or sometimes even a Coddle attempt or something, which you could do against, for example, Nature's Prophet. But I don't know, it's against Exorcism and Master Open wards, you really have to go in there for once, of course, kill the DP, and for the second one you have to get rid of the wards, and that's the biggest problem. But the Argentinian rejects, they pick the Dragon Knight. I think that's also our candidate now for the mid, which also adds another tanky hero besides the Tidehunter already. So 2 heroes that definitely come along with a nice HP pool, and I think they're gonna need it because yeah, the magical setup is huge they have on the American side, because I don't know, like if any one of those gets like caught out by Mystical Flare with the Seal, and this is just crazy with all the setup, the 2 stuns they got. But let's see, a pipe is definitely a must-have for the Argentinians. Mirana is coming out on the other side though, that adds a Moonlight Shadow for team fights and gangs, and of course fishing with the arrows. But I'm not sure about their laning yet, because I don't know, this might be a Centaur Warrunner mid and the Mirana farming, and now we see an offlaner, or now we see a mid laner. The Mirana still goes farming with the help of the other 2, and we have a Centaur old school offlane, but it could turn out either way.
Yeah, I do like the Viper ban, kind of one of the better heroes against Dragonite at the mid lane, but generally Dragonite does tend to do pretty well there. And I guess just looking at their lineups, we're probably looking for a Slave laner for the Argentinian rejects, where Stick Shift They want to get that final mid laner, most likely. I know you mentioned that Centaur could end up in that mid lane. How do you think you would actually do against a Dragonite if that turned out to be the matchup?
You mean Sent Dragonite? Duo?
Yeah.
To be honest, I think both would be kind of equal. I mean, the Scent is like he can't really do anything when it comes to the brief fire spam, but since both would be ball crowing, I think it's pretty much a tie there in the mid. Like unless there's rotations coming out, both have a stun. Like if they get fast level, then like with the Stampede, he's even faster out than you can say out. And I don't know. I think it would be a tie, and rotations would be necessary. A solo kill is very unlikely.
Okay. Yeah, they're both tanky heroes, so I can totally see that. But down to the last picks, I still think it's going to be a Centaur offlane. Maybe they could even put Mirana there if they want to farm, have the hero in more of a farming role, but probably not too
What bugs me the
common.
most is, like, I already said it, but the seal plus the double edge, like, I can't imagine the Centaur Warner actually going in the offlane. I think they want them together. So now we have Alchemist. Okay.
That's probably going to be the mid laner then.
But this might be actually Alchemist solo on the lane farming. We see aggressive tri-lane. Or we have the Alchemist in mid, and I don't know, it's...
Oh, I think that Alchemist mid, Centaur solo safe lane, and then offensive tri lane. That would make a lot of sense for their lineup.
Yeah. And the Skyraf
I like-
roaming then, of course, like, what he needs is level 2. Like, he needs the concussive shot plus the seal. Then the Centaur comes in, uses the slow to get the stun off, just 1 point in it, and then, of course, depending on his level, the double edge in there, with, of course, the amplified damage of the seal. That would be absolutely sick, that combination. This equals, I don't know how much damage. Like, the only thing that really helps you early game there is your basic magic resistance, and that's pretty much it. But besides that, you can't really do anything against it. But either way, we're going in the game. There's the pause as usual, which gives me time to swap my HUD really fast. And now we're going to introduce the teams.
Before we do that, I just want to mention something quickly, Hefla. The final pick for the Argentinian rejects is the Abaddon, so this means it's either going to be a core Earth... No, it's not going to be a core Earthshaker. I already picked up Observer Wards. It's going to be a core Abaddon. And this is a hero I don't see in the core role too often, but I absolutely love him there, especially if he gets a good start. So I'm very excited to see how this Abaddon will do in these fights. But overall, Argentinian rejects, they have 4 strength heroes in their lineup. These guys are here to tank, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people are saying, like, problems with the stream, like, our side is all fine. Like, you have to use the quality option, guys. Like, if you have problems watching it from your location, wherever you are on the globe. I know there are some countries that have problems connecting with Twitch streams. Either way, you can't watch this in-game yet, because with the next Valve patch, there will be also the ticket updated for the JDL free. And of course you can just buy it, and yeah, it's pretty much an all-year tournament, so it's definitely worth to buy that. And I support it because I like the guys from JD. Either way, the Abaddon core, like, let's see about it. He picked up a Quelling Blade, so yep, it's definitely a core. It's very interesting. I actually thought, usually we see Abaddon just being picked against the Mirana, just for the fact that he can remove the stun so easily. The same for the concoction.
Concoction.
Was that right? Concoction?
Yeah. Little tongue twister there, but you got it. And yeah, that's actually a really good point you bring up, Hefla, that you can use that aphotic shield to remove the arrow stun, because if it is an offensive tri-lane, which it doesn't look like it is, but like that threat was certainly there with the lineup they picked, it would have been a really good hero to deal with that lane. So
yep.
I guess with that, shall we introduce these teams?
Yep, quickly, and we go for, or I go for the Radiant side first. We have Merlino here playing on the Earthshaker, then the Abaddon core is gonna be played by, oh my god, Aljo Donchin, and behind him we have Awareness, I guess, that's the shortcut for Awareness on the Shadow Shaman. In the mid we're gonna see Little Core playing the Dragonite, and Rampage playing the Tidehunter, and if he's gonna mention Rampage, that's gonna be the question. Let's look at the Dire side fast.
Alright, yeah, over there it's more clutch than a shift stick. I may just call him MCSS or shift stick for...
Jeez.
Well, that's a tongue twister there. I'm just gonna go MCSS, I'll go with that. Anyway, The Mirana will be handled by Mei. Support Shadow Demon is at Azimbluff, so it looks like he either has a Twitter or Instagram if you want to follow the man. Over in the offlane on the Centaur, it's Luigi1234. Mid Alchemist will be Pablo, the Flat Master. Gotta love that one. And then finally, the support Skywrath Mage will be played by Saniman.
Yep,
or
absolutely.
Saniman. That is a hard one to pronounce.
We weren't so wrong with the laning in the end. Both teams choose to go for a tri-lane here, and we have like each a solo farmer. Like I don't like it when it comes to the Centaur Warner for the reason I already said in the draft, because the synergy with the Skywrath Mage is just too big. But then again, let's see how much farm the Mirana is gonna find on this lane, or in reverse, how much the Titan is actually gonna find. So far, the Shadow Demon has been really aggressive, zoning him out, and there's the side poles. Is that actually a double pole? Yeah, that was a double pole, so a complete creep wave is already just vanished for the Titan, which means, a lot less XP coming there. The Scent is doing in comparison much better. He's almost level 3, but now the side pulls are starting as well. Merlino already started, and that is -1 wave for the Scent as well.
Alright, so I have a question for you, Hefla. What do you fear more? Because both of these carries are pretty much getting free farm. Do you fear a farmed Abaddon or a farmed Mirana more when we get to the mid and late game stages?
To be honest, I mean, you can't really compare them both, because like on the one side we have the tankiness of Abaddon, like plus still the utility he comes with, because like he can't of course not just use those shields for himself, he can use them for his allies, which is becoming quite handy. And it's also I don't know, we have to see the itemization of the Abaddon. Like what is he going for? Like is he going for like a really fast build, like some race car build, or is he really going for tankiness, just tanking it all out, and then the DK is more the damage source? That's those questions, they have to be answered first. So it's swiftness against tankiness by default, and let's see who's coming out on top with all the ultimates. I think I give the Argentinians a bit, definitely more sustainability, and when it comes to clutch fights, I think they have better cards.
Yeah, that's true. That being said, MCSS, like I mentioned earlier, they do have a huge amount of pickoff potential, but will they actually be able to do that? That's the real question here. The meta's kind of forced teams into, a 5-man death ball as fast as possible style, as popularized by, or I guess especially shown by Vici Gaming and Newbie in the TI4 finals. So that's, I guess, another thing to note as well, as far as these lineups are concerned. But I mean, I guess the Mirana still has a lot of utility when you compare her to the Mirana, using her ultimate, her arrow and such. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Abaddon does look to be going for his phase boots, which I believe tend to be the more common boot build on the hero when you're going for a carry style.
Yep, absolutely. And in the mid, it's kind of funny, they both bottle grow, and the funny thing, I said that Centaur versus DK when we were like still guessing what the laning is gonna be, but as it stands right now with the Alchemist versus the DK, like it's pretty funny, because both can't really do anything against it when they're bottle crowing. And now with the Alchemist, oh my god, they just killed the Tidehunter. That was pretty nice. That was arrow after the Soul Catcher. Easy kill for them. First blood for MCSS here. But wow, at the same time I actually thought we have some sort of engagement on the bottom lane with the Earthshaker. They're blocking the rune. Nope, they're faster in the top lane.
Yeah, that's what I was also paying attention to. But, classic missed the first blood. It seems to happen all too often in casting. But regardless of that, it's still just one kill. It'll give a bit of an advantage in the first blood over to MCSS. But beyond that, the lanes have been pretty even, I guess. Alchemist with a bit of an advantage over this Dragonite in the mid lane. But they've both picked up their level 6 ultimates. Of course, Alchemist using his chemical range. That'll definitely allow him to sustain a lot more easily in this lane. And I guess that Breath of Fire ability doesn't look like it's going to be as effective as it was in the earlier stages of the lane.
Yep. To be honest, I have to admit,
we have bottom lane, they're going to go on him, man. Using the other shot, but he gets a stun off. There's a TP coming in as well from the Alchemist. And it looks to be like that will scare away Argentinian rejects for the time being.
Yep, that was really actually a nice go, but yep, the Centaur won't care too much. Now the Alchemist.
Middle lane, though. It looks like there's a potential gank there. Shadow Demon's smoked up, but
They
he
can't
doesn't
do it
reveal
alone.
the smoke.
They needed the Alchemist, but the Alchemist responded there. I think that, I don't know, like if they would have dove further, that Alchemist rotation was good, but since they retreated instantly, they needed the Alchemist for the mid gank, and now of course that smoke is completely in vain. What Sedan Bluff here did, or Azen Bluff, whatever his name is. It's pretty funny. By the way, with the first Platts, like I have to say that like I was so proud of myself in the TI, because like in the entire TI cast of HeflaTV in German, I didn't miss, like I only missed one first blood, but like I had still like a glimpse there. Oh, they found the Shadow Demon here in the lane, but now there's no gush unfortunately on the Titan, and now the rotations, that's gonna be interesting. The stun, oh, they found the stun. Poor guy.
Yeah, they got him. Arrow flies out and hits the Dragonite, but it's still a little bit too late. Shadow Demon, yeah, he just was way too far into enemy territory, and I mean, he paid the price. That was a really smart TP rotation from the Dragonite, because they were lacking that stun they needed to actually, you know, get into position to finish him off. But quick reactions, and it allowed them to get a kill. So now tied up 1-1 between both teams.
Yep, he ran directly through a ward there, so it was kind of obvious where he was. Like he had to be somewhere around the secret shop and everything, but I don't know, that was a bit overeager of the Shadow Demon there. He really, I guess he was impatient just because he was like, oh man, like I smoked for mid gang, now the Alchemist rotated away, let's make something happen in the offlane, but then the rotations of the Argentinians just too fast there. But either way, yeah, back to the first blood misses. Like I only missed one first blood in the entire TI cast from group phase to the final events, but we have a go here on the Titan. Let's see, do we have it? Now the arrow.
Yep.
It's all about the arrow.
Disruption, Soul Catcher, Arrow. Oh, it actually gets dodged though. Tidehunter's still okay on all. He is getting quite low. It looks like that Starfall damage will finish him off. In comes the Dragonite. He gets a stun on the Shadow Demon. So at the end of the day, it is an off-laner for the safe laner. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it looks like they were potentially trying to run in on the Centaur. They're going to put a sheep on him as well, but I don't think they actually have the DPS to finish him off.
Nope, not really. They can slow him and everything, but oh, there's a rotation now.
Alright, Soul Catcher stomp on him as well, but this is bad on Sit level 6 is going to go ahead and pop that. The tower's attacking him, bringing up the full health. In comes the Earthshaker and helps finish off the Centaur. Thanks to the Fissure, they may actually get the Shadow Demon. He's low on health. One more hit. The right click, it's good.
Oh, Abaddon's health. That's not enough.
Yeah,
yep.
He's dead. Alchemist, actually, he comes in and ends up stunning himself. He does have a double damage rune available, but can he actually catch up to the Shadow Shaman? No, he can't. Nice Fissure block.
Yeah, nice
from
Fissure.
the Earthshaker as well.
Across the lane, he can't really do anything there. There was no way to chase this, especially since his stun was still cooling off. So, in the end, I really fall from back. Like the only downside, of course, for the Argentinians is they lost their core here. But then again, he was part of all the kills. He got the double kill pretty much there. So it's all good, at least for his farm. He shopped shortly before he was going down, so it's all good. He has a Vladimir's now, and he has, of course, the Orb of Venom on top of. Oh, in the mid, we have a go here on the DK. There's the seal, there's the stun, and it's all under the tower. He's half HP, and now do they have enough? That's the question. Stick is being used, and where's the last Arcane Bolt? It's flying.
Oh, it'll be enough. The magic wand. 1 second. No. If the DK was able to use that wand, he could have actually survived, but it was just so close. But in the end, the kill will go on to the DK.
That was really too bad. Like he could have survived there, just with some more ticks of his Dragon Plat or the stick charges. But in the end, not enough. So it's a 4-4. It's a very close game so far. So I definitely like it. We are 10 minutes in. I'm gonna swap here to net worth so you guys see where we stand. The Abaddon at the moment leading over the Mirana, even though they were like similarly involved in all those kills. But yep, the Abaddon being 400-500 gold ahead, and we're also gonna have the first glimpse into the graphs because there's not much action going on. We have 1,000 experience lead for MCSS or Gs. And when it comes to gold, it's pretty much even. It's absolutely a zero graph.
Yeah, well, action may come pretty soon, Hefla, because look at the rotation coming out from the Dire. They're heading towards the top lane. The bottom tower has been destroyed, and Shadow Demon is... Okay, hold on. Moonlight Shadow's coming in.
Oh,
And
but
it
he
doesn't
didn't
look
channel
like
his
there's any
stun there.
protection.
Like, if he channels, he's visible. Now he does.
Oh, this could be a huge mistake from the Alchemist. Okay, he gets off his stun, but he'll be stuck into the Serpent Wards, and that's enough damage to finish him off. ends up being a 1-for-1. They do get the Centaur, or the Earthshaker on the back end.
Yep, and that was, by the way, the combination. By the way, what I don't understand is the build of the Centaur Warner. I just don't understand it. He goes for 3 points into the hoof stomp. I mean, fine, yeah, it's a tiny bit longer stun, but you only gain 0.25 seconds per stun and a bit damage. The damage is like really insignificant. It doesn't scale really well, considering you have to put a complete point in it. I mean, the Dragon Knight now getting in mid the tower, the tier 1 tower, but still, like, I'm kind of baffled about this. Oh, there's a rotation top. They want the Mirana.
They get the stun off on her, and Tidehunter's going to go ahead, use Anchor Smash, leap away from Mirana, and there is just, there's not enough follow-up.
Yep.
We do have a battle heading
Ravage
to the top lane.
The Ravage is missing. That's the biggest problem at the moment. We have now the tower denied, at least for the Radiant side, but this Ravage is so needed on a Tidehunter. He really has a horrible offlane. Like, not just did he die and fed the first blood, but like his level 6 now at 12 minutes, it's so needed. With the Ravage, it would have been a Mirana kill easily. But yeah, at least they go for a tower now. It might actually be even tower trade, but let's see if the Rasta can do something in the mid about it.
His wards are still down for another 25 seconds. There's a lot of DPS around here. He'll throw out an Ether Shock, but still this Alchemist can kind of juggle a little bit, use that regeneration to help out. We have the Mirana throwing out an arrow top lane. Will it actually connect on somebody? It does hit the Abaddon, but I mean, that's not a hero you can really DPS down. You can just force his ultimate, and indeed, it will be forced. There's a Centaur ultimate as well. They're going to go on the Tidehunter. They want to prevent him from getting level 6, and it looks like they will. A TP away from the DK, and of course, Abaddon survives as well.
It's kind of okay-ish trade after all. I mean, it's a tier 1 tower, which they didn't get or didn't manage to deny, and you only sacrifice your like underleveled and not really well farmed Tidehunter. So it's an okay-ish trade if you continue like that. If you just sacrifice really 1 for each tower, then yeah, keep going with it.
I do want to say though that I've noticed there was a lot of aggressive rotating from the Shadow Demon in the earlier stages towards that top lane, and I think that's one of the reasons why
they want to go for the Shadow Demon. Low. There's the Shackle, they're holding him in place, and now there's no follow-up.
I just waste Echo Slam.
I just wanted to say, I was just about to say actually, there's no follow-up as in a follow-up stun, like because he doesn't have the enchant totem, but oh, Moonlight Shadow, I see a Moonlight Shadow, but it happened under a ward, so the Argentinians know exactly what's going on, and of course there's a tier 1 tower, so this is a very, very unfortunate Moonlight Shadow. It won't lead to anything unless the Argentinians make some sort of positioning problem, and actually the Rasta might be in trouble here. This ward is spotting him out, but nope, they're definitely not gonna find anything. This is, I don't know, this is a level 1 Moonlight Shadow, so a very high cooldown, 140 seconds, and yeah, you really don't want to waste it like that. Not, I don't know, not popping it directly under the enemy ward, and it's very likely that there is some sort of warding in the mid.
I mean, it was seen, so in the end it's going to end up not doing anything. But you can just tell, though, that MCSS, they still really want to get this middle tower. They've been like kind of poised around the area, only shifting their focus when they wanted to try to defend the top tower. And it's going to still remain for the time being. I feel like in the defensive ability of the Argentinian rejects, at this point, it's just really solid. We're going to see the DK, Dragon form. Can they get close enough in order to get a Shackles off? There's a Sheep, but Centaur ultimate. The Stampede, it's allowing Alchemist to run away. He also gets the double damage rune. And with that, I feel like, well, this DK, he has his ultimate, but unless they fight really soon, it may end up being wasted. They could try to take a crack at this tier 2, but everybody from the dire end of things look to be prepared.
Nope, I actually thought there's something coming, but now, Shadow Demon.
Just chain stuns on him. He is absolutely useless. Stun out from the Alchemist concoction, but Dragon Knight, he's a-okay, man. Abaddon just keeps throwing out that Aphotic Shield to help out. The siege on the tier 2 will start. They throw down the Serpent Wards as well. Look at Abaddon, how aggressive he is. This Alchemist is double damage and he's running away from the Abaddon. That's just his power. Arrow will fly out, connects onto a creep, but that's about it. This tower, it's getting very, very low on health. Stun now on the Alchemist as well. Can he pop his ultimate in time? No, he can't. He just gets bursted down. The tier 2 tower's down. The Alchemist is out of the picture. And I believe that we're seeing Argentinian rejects taking the first real advantage of this game.
Yeah, definitely. That's a nice advantage. They didn't even have to use the Ravage for that, and like the reason he was running from the Abaddon is the obvious reason, because he was fearing there was still Fissure, there was still the Dragon Tail and the Ravage. So if you commit too much to it, then yeah, they will just go for it. So the Abaddon is really just used to zone them out, and since it's a core Abaddon actually with some nice damage, but oh. This Skyrath mage, he has to be careful. If a Fissure is coming out and is slow, like this, exactly like this.
He's dead. He
Like,
popped the shields, he popped the rest of his health.
ouch, 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 but... Oh, by the way, talking about defense, like I didn't even fully defend myself with the first blood. You know why I actually missed it? Because I updated your name in the stream title because people were asking who's the co-caster.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah,
I will. I won't give you a crap about that. Since, my name. I would have though normally. I just want to make that very clear, Hefla.
No, it's all for your, you know, for the sake of your exposure.
Well, thank you so much, Hefla. I appreciate it.
Either way, we're going back in the game and we have another look in the craft. I know it's just been 7 minutes, but with this, like we've been talking earlier about Argentinian advantage here, and let's see if that's actually a real advantage. And yeah, let's see in XP. There is a 1,500 lead now in XP. Of course, a nice follow-up, like after all those fights. But when it comes to gold, this is much more significant. 4K heading towards the 5K. So yeah, it's starting to be substantial lead.
Bottom lane. Abaddon's getting quite aggressive. In comes Centaur though. He's picked up his Blink Dagger. He'll use the Stampede ultimate as well. The Echo Slam! Nice double! Fissure as well. And this Alchemist, he's starting to get low. Healed up a lot by his ultimate. Arrow connecting on the Abaddon, but reinforcements are coming in. The Earth Shaker, he's going to fall. Abaddon now healing up a little bit thanks to Borrowed Time. And DK, he's helping out a little bit. He's very tanky, but they're throwing down the Skywrath ultimate on him. Can he stay alive? No, it's not enough. Too much DPS coming in from MCSS. We'll have to have more rotations coming in from the Argentinian rejects if they want to rebuke this advance. Oh, it looks really good for the Radiant at the start, but everybody from MCSS came in, but
out of position.
It's not over yet. He's gonna die, man. He can run away, he can hide, but the blink's there from the Shadow Shaman.
Yep.
And that's all it took.
I don't know what he was doing there. Like he's really, like he's playing like the Abaddon. With the difference is that his HP pool is really allergic against this playstyle. That's the biggest problem. But overall, it was not even a too bad engagement. But there's still something, and I think I'm gonna ask him that even in the next lobby. Why was he not skilling that double edge? Like it's so sick. It's 4. Oh, in the mid we have a go here on the PK.
He's silenced up, there's a stun follow-up, and they'll get him.
Easily, oh,
canceling the TP at the last second. Probably the smarter move. They get the tier 1 tower behind this as well, but now they have to defend their own tier 2 in the bottom lane. The wards are placed down. We'll have a TP rotation and Arrow. Connects onto the Abaddon. Not necessarily the hero you want to be focusing at the earlier stages. The concoction follow-up onto the Tidehunter. Where's that Ravage? We gotta see it. He's silenced up, but can he get it off? We'll see the Mystic Flare. There's your Ravage. Finally, we're seeing it. The first time in the game. Fissure follow-up. They get the Centaur. Mirana still pretty healthy on health. Tidehunter, though, he will pay the price. He does fall. And the Shackles on the Alchemist. It's enough time. He ends up stunning himself.
Yeah, but still fighting.
He's gonna okay, he uses his ultimate finally. Able to finish off the Skywrath. It does look to be a 2-for-1 trade. Ether Shock as well as the Fissure. The help out Alchemist. He's going to stun himself again. This guy cannot land a concoction as much as he ends up stunning himself.
Yep, like, I don't know, I think the amount of self-stun by the Alchemist is by now higher than what he actually landed on the enemy, which is, I don't know, I think that's the biggest problem. You see some Alchemist players that are so greedy with their concoction, they're like, oh yeah, I got a channel till the last second, but sometimes it's just better to get the small stun out instead of stunning yourself, unless it's really like a suicide attempt. But, I don't know, like, usually he's getting hexed, shackled, stunned, or double stunned before he gets it off, so, I don't know, I think he I don't know, I'm just trying to find a solution. At the moment, he's really playing in the front lines, which is, of course, he's very, you know, perceptible to everything that's, like, a stun. Like, there's Dragon Tail waiting for him, there's the Fissure waiting for him, the Hex and the Shackle, of course, so... I don't know, I think he should be more in the backlines. Then again, nobody else except for the Centaur can really tank damage away at the moment. And even the Centaur, like, he's everything but tanky. The only reason he got this 1200 HP is because he has a nice strength gain by level, but he's only level 9. Nothing else that would boost his HP except for nothing. Not a single item for that. So far, it's really just the emphasis was on the blink initiation.
I mean, Argentinian rejects, a lot of their damage is magical over physical. That'll of course kind of skew more into the physical as the game progresses on. And there's more items for this Dragon Knight, for this Abaddon.
Oh, you might see a
Marana. A few blinks forward. They actually get the Fissure connecting just barely on the Marana. Everyone else is going to come into this fight. It's going to be a big one. Do we have a Ravage? We have an Echo Slam. 15 seconds still on the Ravage. We will not have that available. Abaddon, he pops his ult, healing himself up a little bit with that Mist Coil, up to about half health. And we'll see that Moonlight Shadow go in. So far, it's a 1-for-1 trade. And it's gonna be a 2-for-1 as the Marana falls after the Centaur. Earthshaker, the only one to fall so far on Argentinian rejects, and they're still overall pretty darn healthy. A silence on the Dragon Knight.
They have
Still
Ravage
everybody.
Again. Like, they can
They have
go for
Ravage
this
now.
if they want to. They can actually go for this. All they need
No
is one
blink.
Dragon Tail now. And, oh god, the poor Shadow Demon again.
Actually, they're going to finish up the Skywrath.
And the
Curse of
Shadow Demon.
Eris. It's enough. Oh man, this is so unfortunate. The supports from MCSS have just been getting picked off left and right because the carries, they have so much chasing power, and there's nothing that the opposition can really do about it. With that, we'll see another Tier 2 tower fall, and that means the Tier 3s will come under fire quite soon.
Yep, I definitely like what the Argentinian rejects are doing here. Like, I mean, when it comes to execution, both teams make mistakes here and there. Obviously, this is not a Tier 1 division, but it doesn't really matter. Like, what they have, and like, besides the draft, of course, they have like a really nice awareness of what they can and what they cannot do. And here, you definitely saw it. Like, MCSS, they were a bit forth and back. They weren't sure, like, can we go, can we not go? And like, it was the wrong decision. They should have all just, you know, taken... Okay, that's a German saying, when they should have taken their legs in their hand, you know, and just run. But, I don't know. Like, the Argentinians, they were well aware of the fact, hey, guys, we still have Ravage, and we have Dragon Tail, and Abaddon, like, who still has his ultimate. So, they could have even dove under the Tier 3 tower without any problem. As long as the Abaddon is in the front line, the DK behind it, they can even change tanking certain things, and of course if something goes wrong, bam, just Ravage and out.
So I'm looking at Abaddon right now. He's 7-1-5 this game, performing extremely well. But he's got 4,000 gold saved up in the bank. I'm actually a little curious of what he actually plans on buying, whether it be something like a Scotty, if he wants to just go full on aggressive. I mean, maybe a Radiance?
Nah. For Radiance, it's much too
Desolator.
late. And a Skadi, like, if he goes Skadi, I don't think he's going for Sangayasha before that. Because the Sangayasha, the main plus the Curse of Avanos is already such a slow on one target. Like, you don't need much more. From now on, actually, he can go for, I don't know, AC, for example.
Well,
or
he got the Desolator. That's what he ended up getting, and we have a big engagement. Holy crap, the DPS, the initiation. Absolutely insane from Argentinian rejects. They get a kill on both the Shadow Demon and Skywrath. This completely opens up Roshan's cave. We're going to see the Radiant come in there and secure themselves a pretty easy kill. And I'm looking at this pickup from the Abaddon. It's a Desolator. I noticed in these fights, the one thing he kind of lacked was damage, and this solves that problem.
Yeah, I didn't think about pure damage items, but why not? In the current situations, they are. Like, he was never even close to dying, and, well, let's see. Now we have Arrow flying here. They were looking for the Shadow Shaman, who's rotating just to defend this tower while they take Roshan. So, Roshan, yep, has been taken. And the funny thing is, the Aegis goes to the one who's, like, absolutely not in any danger of dying. Not just because he is the most farmed hero, but also because of bird time. I think the DK would have been a better option here, because the DK actually died quite a couple times, and he's still very, I don't know, vulnerable against the magical combination of MCSS. I mean, now, for example, his BKB is, yep, still cooling down. If they catch him without the BKB, just one stun Mystical Flare, and, yep, he doesn't come with too much HP. But, let's see. Maybe the Aegis on the Abaddon is the right choice. Now he can play completely ballsy.
He can go full retard if he wants to and just be okay with it. He has the damage available on him. It's just looking pretty... It's going to be so hard to take him down, and then the Aegis follow up. I don't even know if they can do anything against that, but regardless, the wards are on the tower at the tier 3. They're getting picked off quite fast. Blink forward, Sheep. There's going to be Moonlight as well as a Stampede combination, but really, what is it accomplishing here? Maybe saving one person's life, halting this advance for the time being. The wards, they're out of the picture, so this is actually really nice. It makes it so this tier 3 tower can kind of be defended, but now there's a nice stun onto the Alchemist. And the follow-up, oh, Abaddon, he's so low on health. Ravage incoming from the Tidehunter. He does have that blink finally. Fissure follow-up on the Shadow Demon. He's down. Abaddon, he will have his Aegis popped. But 29 seconds till borrowed time. His back up on cooldown. Now forward. There's a lot of stuns from both ends. And Mystic Flare not really accomplishing too much in this fight. And that'll be a 3-for-0 looking to be 4. Alchemist down. It's only the Mirana left.
Yep,
and
this is Rax. This is Rax for sure. Like there are no buybacks for MCSS. That's really unfortunate. Even the Centaur, just 40 gold away, but like those 40 gold, they're sometimes really game changing. And we reached a point of, I think, a point of no return here. The Argentinians, I don't know, they're so tanky now. The DK and the Tidehunter and the Abaddon. Plus, of course, they don't even have an AC, they really just work with the Desolator at the moment, but it works so fine, especially here against the Rax. Just look how they are melting down, just getting clubbed down. They don't even care about the arrows, they're like, okay, sure, stun me, I don't care.
They're too tanky, man. They're too tanky. They already got...
Look at the slow coming out.
Oh, going forward from the Tide, doing a little bit of damage. That Skywrath Mage, very low on health. We'll see, can they actually kill off this Abaddon? He's low on health. Oh, they finally get the Tidehunter, so one person going down, everybody else from AR, very low on health. They finally get the Abaddon. That's 969 gold over to that Mirana. Probably the best person to get the gold, but everyone else, they get out lickety-splickety fast, and well, they just call the GG.
Yep, I think that's the right decision here, because with 2 racks down, and because the problem is Argentinian rejects, they can't just replicate what they just did. They still have the big ultimates. All they have to do is like wait another 100 seconds, and then everything is online again, even the Ravage, the Master Rewards, everything, and it's definitely enough to like just go for the top lane, make it mega creep. So for that reason, like, it's good to GG out here, go for next game instead of like, you know, playing a more demoralizing game on and on and on till you eventually get thrown. So yep, therefore MCSS, I don't know, draft-wise, I actually thought this can work out, but to be honest, I didn't agree with the laning, and I didn't agree with the skill build, especially on the Centaur Warner, because the synergy between, like, the double edge plus the seal and everything is just too strong to not be used. Either way, guys, this is a best of 2. Yes, you heard right, it's a best of 2. Like everything in the JDL except for the finals. So it can be 1-1 or 2-0 here for the Argentinians, and if they accomplish that, we're gonna see that in the next game. Till then, just short break, a bit music, some ads, and game 2 will be up in a second.